Alan,
Yes.
you saw Jawan. Tell us about Jawan.
Jawan. All right. So this is from India, and I believe this is Bollywood, if I'm not mistaken. But Jawan uh, tells the story of the legendary hero of Vikram Rathore, who was a member of Special Forces. He was a great hero of the time. But during his last mission for India, uh, his gun and the gun of his team malfunctioned. In fact, the people that they're the the corps that he was trying to rescue, all their guns had failed. Um, so he was able to rescue some of them, but a lot of people died, and he publicly blamed the gun manufacturer. And by doing that, he exposed corruption within the Indian government. And the gun manufacturer decides that he's just going to get rid of Vikram, and he frames him for the death of his soldiers. He then murders him. He then sends the wife to jail, his wife to jail, and she is sentenced to death. And just before the noose is being hung around her neck, she, they find out she's pregnant. She has their son Arad, who and because she's pregnant, the laws are that she cannot be executed until the boy turns 5. And so the boy is raised in prison, and we find out that all the women in this prison were framed, and they basically become surrogate mothers. And then when finally his mother is hung, the woman in charge then of the prison uh, continues to raise Arid. Cut 30 years later, Arid is now the warden of the prison, and he sees more and more corruption in government. In fact, his goal in life is to exonerate his father's name, and he does so by basically he dons the look of his father. He gets makeup artist. He makes him look like his father, and then he goes out and and basically causes terrorist crimes, all in the name of helping the poor. So he ultimately becomes the Robin Hood of India, and the women of the prison are his merry men, so to speak. So he trains the women to be elite military force, and they go out. And the first thing they do is they hijack a train, and they hold the hostages of they hold the passengers hostages, including the big mafia guy's daughter, and makes them donate all this money to all the poor farmers. So so this is the thing. This is there's comparisons we can make with RRR, but this is kind of a modern Robin Hood tale. And I really like this movie. You do have to kind of get through 3 or 4 dance numbers because Arad falls in love with the um, the chief negotiator, who's really hot, and she doesn't know that Arad is Vikram in disguise, and so they wind up getting married. Uh, so here's the thing. This is what I love about foreign films. Foreign films are not hung up on American bullshit. This is Arad is just yeah, the heroes are these good looking guys with big muscles and handsome as hell. The ladies who help him are beautiful. You're not sitting through a movie wondering, okay, what are they going to throw at us? What are they going to throw at us? No, it's just a straightforward tale. Men are men, women are women, bad guys are bad guys. Good versus evil. Um, and at the end of the movie, not that I'm not spoiling this, but at the end of the movie, they get into the area of voter corruption, and the message. So Vikram goes on national television. Artist Vikram goes on national television as one of the or as one of the you know he did another terrorist act, and this is one of the demands. He goes on television and tells the entire nation of India to think for themselves. When they go to the voting booth, look at each candidate, what they believe in, and make your own decision, and then vote. That's the message he gives to all of India. Um, And so this is, it's like, why can't Americans make this movie? Why are we so hung up on wokeness, hung up on the messaging? And this is true for both the left and the right. Just tell a story and give us some good principles we can all follow.
Well,
The
I mean,
the the last okay,
oh,
the last
no,
thing I
go
want to
ahead.
say is the action. It has that. You know, we see this a lot in indie movies. It's playing around with frame rate. And so all the action scenes, it slows down and then it speeds up. But what I noticed is that there's such great attention paid to each of these action sequences that I realized that when these action scenes slow down, when it gets to its slowest moment, it replicates basically a comic book page. And so if you were to string all these moments where they slow the time down and just capture do a capture, you're looking at comic book pages. And I think that's essentially why this device is being used. And so, yeah, go ahead. I highly recommend this movie. You
Well,
should
is
see
it
this movie.
is it have a feel of like RRR where it's epic and like lots of action, and also I saw Paulie from Latino Slant. Shout out to him. He did a review on his channel. Go check out his review. He did it right out of the theater, and he did apparently was there an intermission in the film?
It was a split second intermission.
Okay. At his theater, they actually played the entire intermission. He actually came out of the theater to this is my mid review. So, during the intermission, he gave his thoughts, then went back in and followed up, which I thought was really cool. I'm really interested to see this because
Yeah.
obviously RRR
Well,
was a
let me
big thing
compare it
last
to
year.
RRR. It's not epic. It's an action movie, so it's more on the
Right.
expendable side of in tone. RRR, this is not gonna get the Oscar buzz going. It's just an action movie. It's a straight out action movie,
Mhm.
and it's just a whole lot of fun.
All right. Well, so you recommend
I absolutely recommend.
Jawan.
And
Cool.
again, it's like this is what American movies used to be like. They just
Yeah.
told the story. There was no nonsense, no check, no box checking.
Right. Right.
Uh, and it's just kind of nice to sit back and not have to worry about anything. Just have a good
Right.
time.